Hi guys, my name is Shegun, a 500 level student of the Department of Mechanical Engineering.
Hi, my name is Comfort. I'm a 500 level mechanical engineering.
And we're here today to talk about some of the misconceptions about engineering students.
I think I think it's a lie. They are some of the most social people I've met. When I entered 100 level, my seniors, some of them were the party people, and it's very wrong to assume that. It's very wrong to assume that engineering students have no social skills.
I mean, there are a couple of us that are involved in a lot of activities, like social activities. You have to organize events, you have to do a lot of stuff. If you do not have social skills, these things cannot happen. So yeah, that is a very, very big misconception about us. We are not all nerds.
Yes.
Engineering students know how to code. I mean, if you come to our department, I don't think you'll find a lot of people that can code. And coding is very vast. When people say you know how to code, it's like web development or stuff like that. And as engineering students, many of us do not do that. Then there are some parts of engineering that require you to know how to code properly. You need softwares like MATLAB. Sometimes you need Python to do some things, but not all engineering students do that. So yeah, that is another misconception.
Okay, yes, and engineering is quite different from tech as they speak of it now. Because you're an engineering student, you don't have to be into or software development or data science or UI UX. Engineering is quite streamlined, it's quite different from school. But as you said earlier, you have to know how to use some coding software like MATLAB, Fortran as you progress, but it's not something you have to be so passionate about that, oh, I have to know how to code because I'm an engineering student.
I think as you progress in the engineering field, you're going to have to pick up coding because coding helps you automate a lot of things. If you cannot automate some things, you keep doing it repetitively.
It is.
It is. You do not need
If
to
you
code,
want to, it
but it
depends on
helps
the
you
area
work
of
faster.
engineering you want to specialize in. If you just want to do design strictly, you don't have to know how to code. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me talk first. I mm, I think that's a misconception. Are they good at math? Yes, but do they love math? Not necessarily. For instance, now I don't like math. I do not like it. But you don't have to like something to be good at it or to pass it.
Yeah. As engineering students, obviously, you have to know math to become an engineering student. But when you start taking some courses in school that suck the joy out of math, your conception of math changes. So no, you do not have to love math, but you need to do math. So yeah, another one.
I think. Do you want to go first?
I think that's a very serious misconception because when you tell people you're a mechanical engineering student, they're like, come and see my car. My car has a problem, and I'm like, if you give me your car, I'm just going to spoil it tomorrow. I don't have interest in fixing your car. But like, yeah, it's a misconception of engineering. They believe as engineers, if there's a fault at home, they be like, you're doing engineering now, come and fix this for us. And like, relax. My engineering is not that kind of engineering. So yeah, it's a misconception.
Well, I don't think it's a misconception. If you talk about fixing cars now, yes, definitely. For fixing things in general, you're curious about how things work. Okay, if something spoils, you like my mouse now. Let me give the instance. Like when I fixed my mouse, I was quite happy with myself, just having the tools to open it and fix whatever. So I don't think it's a misconception.
Women in engineering.
I beg.
Engineering students are not creative. That's like, I mean, we need to sue.
It's a lie.
This is slander. It's not just a misconception. It is slander. Like you're saying, it's so wrong. A lot of engineering students are involved in stuff like arts. Like arts is, I mean, the most visual form of creativity that anybody can see.
Like, why didn't they do fine art? Why engineering?
I mean, there's no problem with being very smart.
Wow. So do you mean that people in fine arts are not very smart?
I'm saying people that are very smart can do as many things as they want.
Okay, okay. And also, some of the most creative people I've met are engineering students.
Yeah,
If you want to
I
talk
agree.
about drawing,
Yeah, I mean,
social media management, writing, anything, any artistic thing you can think of. Like just because you are studying a course does not put you in a box and say, oh, you only should like techie things or maths or anything. Like just not being in a box.
I mean, and there's an area of design, industrial design. You need to be a creative person to come up with how some things look.
Hmm.
Like you have to come up with abstract shapes and then turn them into actual products. It takes a lot of creativity to do that. So please do not slander us again. Thank you.
Yep. No, you are not. As no, you are not. As a person with a brain, I believe that you can have a career change anytime you want to. So there are people that are in mechanical engineering that also are into data science, web development, and different things. If you can juggle it, fine. But okay, if after school you decide that, oh, mechanical engineering is not for me, it's not that hard to pivot to a different career path.
And even in engineering, I mean, as a mechanical engineer, you're not confined to fixing cars or stuff like that. You can work at an oil company or a construction company because engineering is a very broad field. So like
Very.
you have a lot of things you can do in engineering. You can be a designer, you can be a field engineer, you can be someone that just works on simulations of stresses and stuff like that. So no, you are not confined to one place or one job.
And for instance, energy, you can be an energy auditor or energy auditor, because the problem of energy is something that we're all going to be facing in the future. Am I even facing right now? Okay. The problem of energy is something we are going to be facing in the future and we're even facing right now. So it's not just saying that, oh, you're a mechanical engineer, you can't work in energy. Like sustainability is a problem that we have to solve in Nigeria. So just you're not confined to one one career path. Yes.
People are right. They are right too.
It is very hard.
People are right.
But it's not impossible.
I actually feel like it's not. We don't even put a lot of work like some other departments, like in tech actually. To be very honest, because we don't do too much.
But it doesn't discount the work we have to do.
Like not like
I feel
engineering
like
in UI.
it's not hard to work because we are smart or
Anyway, I know can do.
Wow. Am I not smart? No, I think it's hard. You just know how to deal with it. Because like some people transfer out of engineering after 100 level because they can't deal with the pressure. And that's 100 level.
But engineering is actually hard, like really hard. Not even like in UI.
In general.
If you check like engineering in countries that actually value engineering, like it's a very competitive field. You find a lot of really smart people struggling to actually like make impacts in the field. Not because they are not smart, but like it's a very
It's a lot.
competitive field. It's hard. They're solving real life problems. You have to be right.
And you have to deal with the theory first before you experience the practical.
Mm.
So you might not be able to connect the two.
And being right is hard. You have to be right all the time as an engineer.
I think
Like comic books, you have comic books, you have
oh yeah, there's like a
school stuff.
oh anime. You have to like anime too.
That's not you describe
That
it.
is
How
a
do
lie.
how do I say it's a lie? Because
It's a lie.
How do I say it's a lie? I mean, it's a
Personally, I like
like watching videos about cars, all that stuff.
no.
What's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing
What's
wrong
wrong with
with
that?
liking all that.
I like it.
But it's not just what everybody likes.
For majority,
Let's say 50%.
it's more than.
Okay, 75.
I'm a P Institute of Stats. Let's go.
Well, I don't think I fit into or that box or
You're right.
watching car videos for the fun of it.
I mean, if you love engineering, there are some things you love by default. Things that
I'm curious
showcase
about it,
the
fine,
beauty of
but it's not something
engineering,
that I'll go
like-
in depth into. That I mostly waste my time.
Like engineers I know, they like comic books. They like I like looking at, I don't know, fail comps of fail comps of maybe engineering innovations and stuff, things that did not work, things that worked, stuff like that. But you also have other interests like sports. We are not nerds. I've said this before. Sports, other affairs that will not be said. To say women,
What?
but
Okay, let's think. Okay, fashion, photography,
yeah, you see,
writing.
we have a lot of interest as engineering students.
Yes, like it's not just.
We're not a group of nerds.
I think
with
it's very
those-
narrow-minded to think that it's either you've not met an engineering student before, or you've met one that just fits into that box.
Good point, good point.
Okay, and that question about like is engineering just like a male-dominated field? Okay, there's nothing stopping girls from coming into engineering because it's just about like your mental capability. If you think, oh, do I have to start lifting every stuff? No, no, you don't. Like, okay, are you smart enough to enter engineering? Then yes, you can enter engineering. Okay, fine, you might be surrounded by a lot of guys, but it's not because they are stopping girls from entering the department or faculty in general. It's just your interest, why you're interested. And I think the misconception of, oh, you're just streamlined to one thing. Okay, if I'm doing mechanical engineering, okay, it's just cars I'll work on. Or if I'm doing petroleum engineering, oil and gas, that's the only option for me. It's much more than that. You just educate yourself on the various options that are available to engineers.
I feel like our society has put some cage on women. Like if you're a woman and you see you're going to engineering, I guess this there's the misconception is common outside, like with a lot of older people. Because when they start saying like, "Ah, you're a woman, why are you doing this?" They want you to be like a caregiver, so they suggest medicine or nursing or something that involves you taking care of people, not taking care of machines, because they believe that it's a main thing. It's like a function of our society. But we are telling you now, if you are smart, you got it.
And you're interested,
If
you
you're smart,
can
you're interested.
write engineering
Engineering
in
is
your
for you.
jam form.
I've sure told you it is hard. This is consider this a warning.
What is your
You
problem?
watching me now? You watching me? Don't do this. Don't do
Proceed with
engineering.
caution.
It is hard.
Yes.
I will not say more than that. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys, for having us.
It was fun, and
Yeah.
I hope you were educated.
We're going to be dropping a lot of interesting stuff. So if you liked what you just watched, kindly like this video, subscribe, and tell a friend to subscribe as well.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.